When you're talking about GOATs of the W, I need my name to be up there, at least top 3. Like, that's my goal, is like, I want something like, when you're thinking of women's basketball, when you're thinking of the W.
Forbes just released their 2025 lineup of the most influential women in sports, and it's no shock who's sitting near the top. Caitlin Clark isn't simply mentioned, she's the highest ranked athlete on the list, taking the number 4 position. She turned an $8.1 million season into a complete game changer for how female athletes earn, leverage opportunities, and shape their sport. But this is where things start to heat up. A. Wilson, placed at number 15, has responded in a way that comes across as completely unbalanced. This looks like the newest chapter in a steadily growing pattern of jealousy, one that began when Clark secured her Nike deal and now seems to have reached a full-on breaking point.
They're human. I'm not surprised that we're seeing envy, but envy, a feeling of discontented or resentful longing aroused by someone else's possessions, qualities, or luck. With Caitlin Clark, it's not at all luck. But what we're seeing, and not generalizing, not by every WNBA player, but
statistics don't lie, and neither do A'ja Wilson's very public reactions. But before we dive into the figures, here's something to consider. Why do you think Wilson appears so jealous of Caitlin Clark? Share your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's talk numbers. The typical WNBA rookie finishes their first year earning around $60,000, a salary that suddenly looks tiny compared to what Clark is bringing in.
Clark has been named Time Magazine Athlete of the Year. This is a big-time accomplishment for the young rookie already. Bro, Caitlin Clark has been breaking records, setting...
Caitlin Clark earned an enormous $8.1 million. Yes, you saw that correctly. Numbers like these have even longtime players reevaluating everything they thought they understood about earning potential in women's basketball. Her actual WNBA paycheck, practically nothing when placed beside her off-court deals. For comparison, the league's rookie minimum is roughly $64,000, and Clark's base salary wasn't much beyond that. But this is where things truly get wild.
Takes like whatever it needs to get there, whether it's the rings, whether it's the accolades individually, like I want to be up there in that category.
Now, you on your way, being a champion already, only 26. Y'all got firepower now, MVP 2 times.
While most rookies were budgeting for basic groceries and splitting rent costs, Caitlin Clark was in boardrooms finalizing deals worth more than entire franchises. Her Nike contract laid the groundwork for everything that followed. 8 years, $28 million guaranteed. That single agreement launched Clark into territory no WNBA player had ever reached. Many veteran athletes haven't seen endorsements anywhere near that scale. Clark achieved generational wealth before her first professional game even began.
For anybody in the NBA under the age of 30, that's a bigger name, bigger jaw, bigger star than Caitlin Clark. That is a genuine, serious question. Anthony Edwards, no. Shea, no. Jason Tatum, no. Jaylen Brown, nope. Luka, nah. Victor Wembanyama.
Nike was only the beginning. Next came Gatorade. That partnership placed Caitlin Clark among the absolute elite, the same tier as LeBron James and Serena Williams. No WNBA player had ever climbed to that level of brand visibility before. Gatorade doesn't team up with just anyone. They choose athletes who can influence culture and push product sales. Then came Wilson Sporting Goods, adding yet another level to Clark's rising empire. This wasn't just any endorsement, it positioned her as the face of basketball gear across major sports retailers, a milestone not seen since Michael Jordan. Every time a shopper enters a sports store and spots Clark displayed across equipment, racks, that's money flowing straight back to her.
Caitlin Clark arguably is the most popular basketball player, men or women's, in the world right now.
Look what she did for women's collegiate basketball.
Speaking appearances quickly grew into another enormous income source, leaving other players shocked. Caitlin Clark began earning corporate event and conference fees that surpassed what many WNBA athletes make in an entire season. But brands weren't only paying for basketball talent, they were buying into her magnetism, her ability to attract audiences, and the excitement she generates everywhere she goes. And the data proves it. Games featuring Clark saw viewership rise by an unbelievable 400% compared to standard WNBA broadcasts, proving her influence goes well beyond the court.
$100,000. Shortly after Clark news started trending, a fan posted a screenshot of an article claiming that the regaining WNBA MVP charged $110,000 for her speech.
Network started battling intensely for the rights to air Fever games, while advertisers rushed to secure commercial slots during Clark's appearances. Revenue streams previously unheard of in women's basketball suddenly became massive profit sources. Stadiums saw the same surge. Cities hosting Fever matchups experienced record-breaking ticket sales. Merchandise sold out immediately, and local businesses near arenas reported noticeable jumps in customers on game days. Caitlin Clark wasn't just competing, she was stimulating entire local economies. Her presence online pushed that impact even further. Millions interacted with her posts, giving brands marketing reach far beyond what traditional advertising usually delivers. Companies quickly realized Clark could draw in audiences who had never followed women's basketball before, opening the door to entirely new consumer markets.
Feel none of the pressure though? No bullshit. You on like some LeBron shit with what you accomplished at such an early age. You're on pace to really break a ton of records. Nope.
Forbes ranking naming her the highest earning basketball player highlighted the financial divide like never before. Caitlin Clark's $8.1 million earnings easily passed the next closest player, Sabrina Yanku, who made $6.3 million. That difference shows just how much brands were willing to pour into Clark's rare combination of ability and star appeal. Corporate leaders recognized what fans already understood. Clark carries a distinct, almost unreachable level of influence. She expands the sports audience while earning the loyalty of longtime supporters. No player before her has ever achieved this scale of cultural impact.
A'ja Wilson on pace for the greatest WNBA season ever.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Clark's financial rise proved that women athletes can secure enormous earnings when exceptional performance meets standout personality. She didn't just surpass previous income records, she completely shifted the standards for what women's basketball can achieve in branding and commercial power. Meanwhile, some established players watched her ascent with growing irritation, revealing how threatened they felt. A'ja Wilson's resentment didn't develop overnight. It has been building for months, showing up through subtle social posts and interviews that made her discomfort with Clark's rapid rise impossible to ignore.
Caitlin Clark has been named Time Athlete of the Year, which you can see right here. This is the cover of the Time magazine for her after she took the WNBA by storm, had a phenomenal rookie season. The league, for the first time ever, is relevant. She was selling out NBA arenas across the country. I know, I went to...
The pattern began early and only grew stronger as Clark's fame continued. Accelerating. The first visible crack in A'ja Wilson's composure appeared when Clark's Nike deal was announced. While Clark celebrated her groundbreaking contract, Wilson went online to question why new players were receiving opportunities that veterans had spent years working toward. She didn't mention Clark by name, but the timing made it clear who she meant. Wilson even resurfaced old photos of herself with Nike executives, subtly reminding everyone that she also had brand relationships. What started as quiet shade quickly turned into a far more obvious display of jealousy in the weeks that followed.
Her play, she's incredible. She's got range that you have to pick her up basically as soon as she crosses the half court line, because she's dangerous from everywhere. Like, you're watching shooting against her, like Caitlin Clark's going to be in that conversation here for years. Not like that girl can flat out shoot. So,
and she doesn't. And this is taking nothing away from the way women shoot a basketball, but her form looks more like a guy, where it's more of a pull up and a follow through rather than a push. And I honestly think that's one of the reasons she's so successful.
Levin Wilson began sharing daily posts emphasizing veteran accomplishments, the importance of paying dues, and the expectations placed on younger players. Each new post felt like a pointed response to the continuous media coverage surrounding Clark. Her Instagram stories became a steady commentary on hype, and what she suggested was undeserved attention. The "I have a shoe to push" became her most obvious attempt to reclaim the spotlight. She posted multiple angles of her Nike signature shoe, tagging Nike while stressing veteran loyalty and long-term brand connections. Wilson even posted throwback photos from her past shoe launches, something she rarely did, making it clear she was determined to remind everyone of her achievements.
I think of too many athletes in any sport that have had a more successful rookie year season than Caitlin Clark, like really. So she was the runaway rookie of the year, and then she's just been issued Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. I don't think I've ever seen that. I don't think people realize how big a Time Magazine award is, and definitely when you're the Athlete of the Year for Time Magazine.
Time Magazine choosing Caitlin Clark as Athlete Athlete of the Year appeared to push A.A. Wilson past her limit. Her congratulatory message was just one sentence, lacking any real energy or genuine excitement. Compare that to the enthusiastic, lengthy posts she normally shares for other athletes receiving awards. Wilson's posting history shows she usually goes all in supporting her peers, which made her reaction to Clark even more noticeably flat. The timing made things worse. Her own Nike signature shoe wasn't selling well, while Clark's endorsement deals dominated the entire sports business news cycle.
A'ja Wilson unanimously wins the WNBA MVP award. Wilson received all 67 first-place votes from a national media panel, making her a three-time award winner. She won in 2020 and 2022. She's the fourth player in WNBA history to reach that milestone.
Signature shoe wasn't selling well, while Clark's endorsement deals dominated the entire sports business news cycle.